Welcome to the Know, I'm Ashely Jenkins.
I'm Sorola.
Shut it all down, everyone. When it comes to fair use, it seems we can't all just get along.
In a week filled with tales of fair use, theft, and abuse, we've got another troubling story from the pits of YouTube, this time about two prominent YouTubers being sued by another.
Fortunately, this story does have a little bit of a silver lining in the form of the YouTube community's amazing generosity. You have to find a silver lining somewhere.
But I like bad news, so let's do the bad news first. Popular YouTubers Ethan and Hilla, better known by their YouTube channel H3H3 Productions, put out a video this week that was a little different than the normal updates.
The video, titled "We're Being Sued," was exactly what it sounds like. In it, they documented the ongoing legal battle that they've been involved in with another YouTuber, Matt Hosszone, also known as Bold Guy.
Bold Guy's channel described as cinematic comedy, action horror, and fantasy short films with electronic dance music, and there's also a lot of parkour.
That's about all we'll say about the channel directly, since the guy seems to have an itchy finger on the lawsuit trigger. We're also making a blanket statement here that what we're reporting comes mostly from Ethan and Hilla's take on the matter, since Matt Hosszone, aka Bold Guy, has not directly commented.
So insert your own allegedlys, supposedlys, and all that, because despite first appearances, this isn't a court of law, it's the court of YouTube.
But the proof don't matter. Allegedly, Bold Guy is suing H3H3 because of a critical reaction video they made about his channel where they featured some of his content.
While they claim that the use of his videos was minimal and well within the bounds of fair use, in an 11-minute video they say they only featured about 3 minutes total of his footage. His legal team is claiming that what they did constitutes theft of his content.
So on the surface, it certainly seems like this is more of a move to keep critical content about him off the internet.
According to their video, when Bold Guy first sent notice of the impending legal action, he demanded they remove the video, never talk about him again, and also pay him around $4,000.
Not wanting to establish a bad precedent where anyone could be told to pay up for making fun of somebody on the internet, because then we'd all be poor, they decided to fight back.
Next, he wanted them to create a promotional video about Bold Guy, apologize for using his content, and support him publicly for 2 months.
Man, I'm gonna just go find anyone who's ever mentioned my name in a video and be like, you need to make a video about me and support me.
For 2 months.
For 2 months.
That's all despite the fact that they did actually sort of promote and compliment the passion and effort he puts into his videos, even in the middle of the critical jabs.
So rather than just rolling over, they wanted to take a stand on fair use, so now they're actually gonna meet him head on in court.
Which is not only expensive, but extremely risky. While this seems like a cut and dry example of fair use gone way, way wrong, you can't count on things going right in court, because that relies on a jury understanding and agreeing with H3H3. And given how much the average person understands about copyright law, anything could happen.
Now that's if it makes it all the way to court. There's a pretty good chance it could be settled out of court or thrown out by a judge right off the bat. Either way though, it's still probably gonna be very expensive.
Fortunately, appropriately named lawyers Ryan Morrison, the video game attorney, and Michael Lee, geek attorney, have both offered initial services free of charge, but that's certainly not going to cut in the long term.
Yeah, they've indicated this could cost as much as 2 years and $100,000 in legal fees, and that's just if they win. Obviously, losing would be even more costly.
And this is where we take a turn to the good news.
Because $100,000 lawsuits are not the good news.
Fortunately for H3H3, the creative community has gotten involved.
Philip DeFranco, aka Philly D, aka Sexy Phil, whatever you want to call him, launched a video yesterday alongside a GoFundMe campaign to support H3H3's legal fees.
The GoFundMe has reached some crazy support right off the bat, already totaling over $116,000 in donations at the time of writing from more than 4,500 backers.
It's even getting support from notable content creators like the Fine Brothers, who donated $10,000, PewDiePie, who added another $2,000, Notch with nearly $9,000, and a nice donation from someone called Ray.
Kind of weird to see the Fine Brothers on that list considering their React kerfuffle, but given that this whole thing is about reaction videos and the use of other people's content for them, not actually all that surprising.
Yeah, it definitely gives off that warm, fuzzy vibe that people are going so far out of their way to support these guys in the face of something that would really be terrifying in their position, and also that ultimately is probably going to have an impact on all of us. Although, it does sort of beg the question, where's YouTube in all of this?
In the midst of good faith negotiations to resolve this legal matter, Ethan and Hilla state that Bold Guy got angry and issued a costly strike against their video, which had already been made private.
So far, they say their interactions with YouTube over the matter haven't really helped them out too much. We all know the 3-strike rule of YouTube's copyright system can be downright scary for content creators, resulting in whole channels being removed like that.
However, last year, Google announced a legal fund for fair use cases just like this in order to protect some of its content creators from harassment. At the time, it was mainly meant to protect a handful of channels that were currently in legal proceedings.
This does seem like another good candidate for protection, but it could also be that YouTube doesn't really want to get involved because this particular case involves two different content creators going up against one another. It started out messy and it's just going to get worse from here, so we might not hear too much from them.
As we've seen more times than we can count, we could go on and on about fair use until the YouTube well runs completely dry. It would take a while, but we could do it.
Yeah, it would take a long time, but we could if we worked really hard.
Most of the time, the only option left to the community is simply to write comments and join the horde of angry internet mobs. It's also easier than doing something about it, and you know, the internet likes easy.
Yeah,
we all like easy.
We all like easy. Easy's awesome. If this is something that means a great deal to you, though, you do have an option to maybe make a difference if you feel like contributing to their legal fund. Who knows? This might be something that helps establish a legal precedent for similar cases in the future, where as much as we're hearing about fair use, something has got to give.
So what do you guys think of the lawsuit Bold Guy versus H3H3? Let us know in the comments.
And for more inevitable updates about problems with fair use, like this video and subscribe to the know. Okay, now unswitch it, and we'll see how much of this we can read.
I could barely even read it normal.
What do you guys think of the lawsuit of... Oh. Damn it, you jumped! For more inevitable betrayals.
I can't even read that. Updates.
Updates. Updates. There you go. We just read this too. About problems with fair use. Like, oh, I know this part. This video and subscribe to the know.
It's like you had a stroke.